Hello, gentlemen, and welcome. This is the Connection Hub, and I'm Vanessa. I'm a psychic medium who channels messages for the divine and your loved ones. It was sometime last week I had this idea come to me that it was time to record a reading specifically for men. So I'm so excited that you're here. In the last little bit, I have noticed this trend where you guys are just becoming a little bit more open to receiving messages from your higher self, which is amazing because only you and your higher self knows exactly the direction to go in that is most appropriate for you. I have the Psychic Tarot, which I'm going to read from first. I have the Hermit Tarot. And then a couple of others. But interestingly enough, when I was taking out the Hermit Tarot, this card was stuck in the box and I was asked to just put that aside. And this is more or less the theme of what we're approaching today. Have I lost everything? I am a clairvoyant, but all of my intuitive abilities are very much online. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain everything that comes to me, but I do also trust in your discernment and your own intuition. I'm hearing you're very much in tune and online with your own intuition as is. So anything that I do say that maybe you can feel in your body that doesn't resonate, or maybe you clairaudiently hear the message isn't for you by hearing a voice inside that says no or not for you, then you'll know that that message is reserved for someone else that is listening to the video. That's it for those cards. This is going to be the cards. We have quite a bit here. The cards that I'm going to flip over here are intended to cover the energy surrounding you over the next month. So let's just go ahead and see what's happening. We have the number 3, rejoice and celebration. We have power. I'm hearing your intuition is so on point. Your inner power, your inner strength, your confidence has been growing and expanding and exceeding all limits. I'm hearing specifically over the last 7 months. I'm also being shown someone sitting in therapy, someone sitting and reading a book. I feel like wellness and really digging deeper into who you are as a person and what is for your highest good has been, what is it that I'm hearing? A priority. Thank you. A priority for you. And this is really exciting. You and your commitment to yourself, you've made a lot of shifts and transformations in your life, actually affecting your family line, your friends, and even those you interact with in public. Next, we have movement, choices, decisions. I'm watching one of you sit and look at a map. I'm watching you turning a globe, wondering where you should be, wondering where it is you want to root down a little bit more seriously. There's something about shifts and changes that you've made or that you've put forward in the last little bit, and you're starting to reconsider where it is you would like to go in the future. Next, we have the universe. I'm hearing a symphony of power is like musically going off within you right now. And this could be a little bit jarring. It could be a little bit startling. Don't I know it? But also extremely exciting. Maybe there is a friend that you want to speak to a little bit more clearly about your intuition or about maybe paranormal, is that the term? I mean, for me, everything's been paranormal for my entire life, so I just go with it. But for yourself, this is startling, or the new things waking inside of you. It's clearly, I'm just being told like it's not normal for you, but there are people in your life or in your sphere that can help you navigate this at this time. If it isn't a close friend and you are sitting in therapy with a woman doctor, then this is something that you can start opening up about and talking to her about. The image and the impression that I was getting is for the last, I'm hearing a decade in particular, the female counterpart or the person really standing in their feminine nature, they've been tuning into their intuition very clearly, and everything's been magnetizing for them over the last decade. Right now, there's a shift in the masculine energy and a shift happening for the masculine individual. We have rest and rejuvenate. Now is a really great time to start asking yourself more important questions. Start asking yourself where you want to go and what type of future it is you want to create for yourself. I'm hearing you're a manifesting generator. Your manifesting abilities are skyrocketing. They have always been extremely strong, and you're being encouraged to just look back on your life and to think about times or think about wishes and desires you put out, just out into the ether, you know, like, oh, I want that to happen, or I want to experience that. I want to travel to that place. I want to meet someone like that. Think about the times that you've put a wish or a desire out there and it's come to fruition for you in your life. When you do this and when you take stock of your own internal power, you're going to understand just how vivid not only your imagination is, but also how powerful the words are that you speak. Now could be a really great time to start thinking about the words that you are choosing to say and reconsider some things that you want to change. Figuring out what it is you are saying right now could also be a really clear indicator with where you are in your journey currently. But if you want to change what it is you're thinking, or you want to change the words that you're projecting, the words that you're using to better suit a future that you rather call in, now is your time to shift your focus and to start doing that. Next, we have stand your ground. Your ideas and the things that you do want, your desires that you do have, are not going to align with everyone you know in your life. Stand your ground. Figure out what it is you want. And I'm hearing nay the naysayers. Don't allow for people to weigh in on what it is your heart wants, what it is your soul is driving you forward to do or to experience. We're all here really as individuals. I cannot stress that enough. And the people that come onto our path and the people we meet, they're like a part of the play, right? They're mixed into the matrix and we have experiences. Nothing goes lost. Nothing is for no reason. But just remember that whatever it is you want is the thing that you should go after. Our desires and our dreams are never given to us as a joke. In other words, a great idea doesn't pop into your head to like tease you or tantalize you and say, wouldn't that be nice, but you can't have it. An idea or a desire, something that really inspires you, only comes to you because you can make that happen. But not everyone on your journey right now, not everyone along your path is going to see that the way that you see it. Thank you. I'm also seeing like your third eye entirely opening at this time. Start paying attention to your dreams. And when I say dreams, I just mean your overall ideas, your overall imagination, even when you daydream in the middle of the day. You know, when you're driving and you're supposed to be so aware of the traffic around you, but it's a regular route and you know how to get from point A to point B, being a little bit distracted. Be mindful of the ideas that are coming to you at that time, or when you're doing dishes or tidying up your space. Wherever it is that you find yourself in this trance-like energy, just be mindful of what it is you're daydreaming of. There's also something coming up about the dreams that you're currently having at night, or if you want to spark more of a path forward in remembering what it is you're dreaming at night when you sleep, there's a couple of different things you can do. You can go to a rock shop, get yourself an amethyst crystal. Amethyst is really helpful in cleansing and balancing and really neutralizing, but also amplifying the energy in the third eye. You could do that. So that will help you remember your dreams in the morning. The other thing you could do is you could write out ideas in a notebook. Just like dump whatever is on your mind out on pages. I find what this does is it really like clears out and gives space for more things to happen or to even be activated within the mind. When we create space in the mind, more ideas and more intuitive guidance will come to you. And then the third thing I find that helps me is actually sleeping with a glass of water beside my bed. There's something about the clarity water brings to the mind as I sleep. It almost like it invokes emotion within me, and that's what helps me to then also remember my dreams when I wake up. Next, we have the throat chakra. Ooh, this is so exciting. It really is a time for you to speak up, to actually honor the things that are coming up for you, but then to also tune into your discernment and to figure out, which friend you feel is open enough to share things with and what you want to keep to yourself. This is where the notebook and writing things out is going to be extremely helpful for you on your journey right now, because it's going to be that reminder, or I suppose I'm also hearing your support system and understanding that you are never alone and that you can actually get into a really great writing practice where you write out your concerns and figure out whatever it is you want to place on paper and then wait for your higher self to respond. Just allowing for your hand to continue on the page for as long as you can without interruption. So just let yourself write and write and write as much as you can, and don't stop to read what it is you're writing. You can read whatever it is you wrote at the end of the practice. Next, we have passion ignited. When you do start tuning into your throat chakra, when you do start speaking your truth and actually showing up for yourself authentically with who it is you really are without wearing the mask, you're going to feel so much more empowered. There's a lot of power and a lot of inner confidence growing within you. And then next we have sacrifice. And I'm just hearing that we're going to read the book for this one. Oh, look at that. I opened it right to the page. I love when that happens. Okay, so powerful achievements are usually born as a result of great sacrifice. This card represents self-sacrifice in a time when you should look around your life to see what needs to be released. As I was reading this, I was just watching you making different decisions. There's something about the routine you're in, and in particular, like your weekend routine where you let loose a little bit more. There's something about being really, really selective of where it is you go, the pubs that you go to, and also the friends that you hang out with. And then of course, like your activity when you go out. It's like, how are you spending your time? And more importantly, how do you feel about the time you spent the morning after? When you look back on the nights before, like how is it that you're truly feeling? I think it's so important to remember that we all go through phases in our life. There are certain phases that really treat us well for the time being, but when things start becoming less fun than they used to be, that's our indicator letting us know that it's time to just shift gears a bit and to find things that ignite our passion a little bit more. Passion ignited. There's something around additional hobbies or different ways for you to spend your time that is really trying to come into your experience right now. It's almost like the way you have been spending your time has been spent. Like you've been on this repeat cycle for quite a bit now, and it's just time to shake things up and to do things a little bit differently. I'm hearing that variety drives you. There's something about just being occupied and doing things differently, the spice of life. Like that's what makes you feel alive. It's not I want to say, like, I'm hearing it's not substances, like it's not anything that you distract yourself with that makes you feel alive, but it's really experiencing life and doing that in all these different ways. By surrendering and letting go, there will be more room to receive. Oh, this is beautiful. This is really going back to even just like your notebook practice. By letting go of all of the things that are accumulating in your mind, you're going to receive more claircognizant answers or more clairvoyant images. More intuition and more messages, more guidance is going to flow through you. The rewards for this are transformation, wisdom, gratitude, and enlightenment. It's amazing. Okay, I'm hearing there's no more in this, but it is amazing because it's so clear that right now, where you are and where your higher self is leading you is in a more aligned lifestyle and a more of an intuitive, receptive state. It's really quite beautiful. So there's decisions to make. I know that the first part was seeing the globe and figuring out where it is you want to go and what it is you want to do right now in this world. But there's decisions and just different choices that are going to be made. In particular, in hearing, it would be a good idea to start that up over the next month so you can get really clear with who you are. It's like you're getting back to basics with the most like divine part of you. I'm also hearing that it could look a little messy at times, but just go with it. It's like this too shall pass. Don't worry. I'm also hearing there's no need to cry over spilt milk. So I'm picking up on someone being a perfectionist, maybe someone being a people pleaser. You're going to be transforming through this as well. And it makes sense, right? Because there was also messages coming through about just the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and then also just those naturally in your life. If that is, you know, a friend you've had for years or family members, not everyone's going to agree with what it is you want to do or how and where you want to make shifts in your life, but that's just all part and parcel. And to really stand your ground, and honor yourself as an individual. Trust me, going through the awakening process, there are so many things, so many relationships that will just naturally fall away and not be a part of your story. And I can guarantee you're going to be so much better off for it. I'm just coming back to, have I lost everything? I'm hearing, have I lost my mind? Like maybe this intuitive shift is really freaking you out. Maybe it's something you didn't consider happening for yourself now. Maybe it's something you've only like read about. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe it is something you've only read about, but haven't yet experienced. And well, the reason you were reading about it is I'm hearing to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Oh, I'm hearing one more. If you're enjoying this message so far, thanks so much for liking the video and, you know, commenting down below if you would like. I mean, I think it'd be awesome to hear from you. Okay, freedom. Have I lost everything? Freedom. Miracles. Whew. You're very exciting. Flexibility. Purification. Potential. Fulfillment. I love this. I mean, I love change though. I love change. I love transformation. When it hurts, it really hurts. It can be gut-wrenching. But every major shift is always worth it. The clarity that I'm hearing that will be bestowed upon you is going to be worth every last bit of what feels like a tremendous struggle or challenge for you at this time. There's something about really honoring the things that you're feeling. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it makes sense. It makes sense for me, like why I was being so inspired to do a reading for men in particular. A lot of my life, I've honored my masculine side. So working really hard, overworking myself, being a perfectionist, being a people pleaser, that one's for sure. And I'm just really getting into my receptive state, my feminine state. Well, I've been in a feminine state over the last like few years, but now just really honoring that. And with that, I really have to honor my emotions. And what came to me the other day, because I was speaking with one of my girlfriends and she's there, yeah, it's like communicating with men. It's like you have to talk to them and repeat the same thing over and over again until they actually hear. And so I believe that that's also why the throat chakra card came up as well in the last part of the reading. Is there's really something about the moment you honor your feelings, this is going to activate clearer communication within you. It's not that you're not great for a conversation, that part is fine, but it's getting really clear on what it is you need in the moment. The moment you start to actually honor your feelings, I guess the prompt here is ask yourself, how do I feel? Like, how do I feel today? How do I actually feel? And what do I need today? There's something about I keep circling around to, have I lost everything? You are going to be going through incredible shifts right now that is going to make people feel a little bit more distant from you. Those people, your partners or whoever it is you're romantically involved with, they're naturally going to feel inspired to just keep a little bit more distance, a little bit more breathing space between you and them. It's nothing that they're doing and it's nothing that you're doing, but it's like the power of the universe is inspiring them to take a step back just so that you can get clear with what it is you're going through and the transformation that's taking precedence, I'm hearing, in your life right now. The rainbow energy is very significant in terms of balancing all of your energetic centers, so all of your chakras. And then I love that you have this sunflower with the purification. It's like there's going to be a lot of movement, but a lot of divine movement. I just keep seeing like the most incredible large waves crashing into like the rocks, into the shore. But just remember to breathe and remember that right now could actually be a time where you strap on your running shoes and you go for a run. Get some more movement into your physical body so that the energy can move more freely throughout your system as well. All of the potential, it's like what I'm being shown and what my understanding is of the potential card here is you have always been full of so much potential, of just being able to show up in the world as such an incredible human being. And it's like the lid on this is finally being twisted off, and this potential is just going to explode and like vibrate in all of the directions in your life right now. Circling back to just talking about, getting a bit more in tune with your emotions and a bit more in tune with what it is you need at, any given time that you think about asking yourself what you need, what you're going to be dropping and what is going to be stripping away from you and falling away is the ego, like the ego self. Any controlling aspects, if that's of other people or of yourself, or just like the scenario that's happening at any given time, the worry, the fear of losing anything. There's something about the release of holding such a firm grip on what you believe should be happening next. Okay, I'm just noticing the full moon. That's amazing. Okay, so at and around the full moon, you could notice your energy and your emotions peaking a little bit more than they typically would. They say in the esoteric terms, the veil gets really thin around the full moon. So if you wanted to double down on your meditation practice at that time and look for answers within, the third eye is going to be open and it's going to be more receptive for you. I'm just hearing to remind you again about the amethyst rock. You might want to write that down. There is something about getting an amethyst stone that's going to be really, really helpful for you. And around the full moon, you can actually put the amethyst out on your windowsill at night. You want to take it away from the windowsill during the day because the sun could actually like take away any depth that the stone does have in its color and its vibrancy, but allow for the full moon to cleanse the amethyst. This is also going to bring you into a deeper sleep. I'm just receiving a bunch of clairvoyant symbols around anxiety and not being able to sleep well and keeping yourself up at night with this worry. Everything that is stripping away, all of the layers coming down, your egoic self that is being left in the past, it's bubbling up to the surface. So this is why and where a little bit more physical activity is going to be really helpful for you at this time, because it's just going to allow for the energy to move a little bit more freely in the body. I'm also hearing take a trip. There's somewhere that you've wanted to go for quite some time, or there is a place, circling back to looking at the world, there's a place that you've been thinking about a little bit more consistently. Now would be a really good time to pack your overnight bag and just go for it. I'm hearing go solo. It will be important for you, and you'll also notice like shifts in your awareness and your intuition solo as well. Okay, amazing. So next, let's see if there's more messages that want to come out from here. All right. I'm absolutely in love with you. I think we should see other people. Right off the hop, this is giving me really conflicting energy. Your heart is saying one thing, but your mind is trying to convince you of the other. This is a part of the letting go, the surrendering and allowing for what will be will be. There's someone who has started writing notes or writing letters to someone. Maybe this is a text, maybe it's an email. I'm not sure, but there's a form of communication that you've been working on, but you haven't gone through with it. Write something, write with the intention of love and just clarity. There's something about being nervous about sending the letter off. You don't need to be nervous. Remember that whatever will be. Right now or during this time when you are alone, just get clear. Ask yourself what fears are coming up. This is also going to help the energy within you, like make some shifts right now. Like, what are the fears and what can you do to face them? This has everything to do with the mind. So it is really clear just seeing you in a notebook practice, like I said, dumping and releasing the things happening in the brain, in the mind right now, just to alleviate the pressure. It's like you're a hot pot and the lid needs to come off. I am coming, trust. What do you want? There's something about a conversation that needs to happen. It's like, instead of just assuming or instead of thinking a situation was what it was without asking the questions of what it actually was that English? I'm not sure. But it's like there's little room for assumption and so much playing ground to actually ask questions that are going to lead to clarity. I hope you'll wait for me. I just want you all the time. I am too afraid to talk. Yes. Your family won't like me. This again is going into more of an assumption role or an assumption state. And I just see there being a lot of questions on the board. We actually started the reading with a question. Have I lost everything? I mean, it's very clear and it's being repeated again. You are going through quite the transformation, quite the shift. Like your intuition, it's like the dragon is waking and it is so excited to come forward, but it's waking within you. And it's like all this steam, all this fire is just going to shoot out. There's a lot of passion here. And the yes card sitting right on top of fulfillment and under purification. It's almost like once this intuition is more activated, once you become so much more clear on what loving messages are happening inside of you instead of like where the ego is trying to drag you, you're going to know what to do. And again, it's like asking yourself with this, I'm too afraid to talk, asking yourself what fears you actually have and why you're feeling them. There's a lot of threes on the board, which I love. 333. It's one of my favorite numbers. This is like divine creativity. So, you know, like get creative. Start writing your thoughts down. Even if it isn't an entire letter that you want to send to this person, start writing down the questions that you would ask them. Maybe you want to get into a free-flowing notebook conversation with that person's higher self. If you're lovingly connecting to a person's higher self and asking them questions from a divine place, and you're going to receive like very true and honest answers in return, so long as you set the intention to receive truth and build like this, I want to say like ball or sphere of protection around you while you do this. Maybe this is a decision that you've been trying to make for a while now, or a conversation that you've been feeling inspired to have for a while now, but time's ticking. Okay, amazing. I'm gonna clean these up. just to get a fresh slate. I feel like that's where we're at right now. And we're gonna pull 3 final cards from here. Whew. I am opening up my personal calendar for new clients actually this week. So if you are interested in sitting one-on-one, I do live readings, but I also do recorded readings on like a 48-hour turnaround where we don't sit one-on-one, but I do a reading specifically just for yourself. All of that is down in the description. We have Dream Catcher, Dream Time. Oh, yeah. This is so exciting. The amethyst stone, not only will it help with your dreams, but it also helps like just fight through and break through any addiction. If that is of concern, I'm just being prompted to mention that. Ceremonial sacred fire, dedication. It's having right now like absolute dedication to your own journey and your own transformation. And then lastly, we have power totem animal, protection. Of course, of course, that makes so much sense. Set that intention of having protection around you. The numbers on the card are 44, 16, and 12. I'm just being prompted to read number 12, the protection. If you've drawn this card today, it might be a nudge from your power totem animal that they are attempting to create a closer connection to you. It's time to trust in the wisdom that they can impart to you and in the protection they will provide. If you are unsure what power totem animal walks with you, ask for it to be revealed to you. Call upon its spiritual medicine for a circumstance you may be facing in life. Maybe the next time you're scrolling on social media, or the next time you walk by a store that has a print, or whatever it is, an animal is going to come to you. And you could even easily just go onto Google and Google spirit animal meaning of, and then the animal that did come to you, or maybe even a type of bird, and just read like the power and the influence that that animal has in an individual's life. It was a real pleasure reading for you. Your energy is beautiful. You're sure-footed, although you also feel like you're unsure of what's coming around the corner, and it's okay. You are protected, you are safe, and I know that you came across this message today because it is time. It is time to deepen your roots and soar higher than you ever have before. All the best to you. I'm absolutely rooting for you. Have a beautiful day.